Hi friends, I am Kyla and I'm coming at you with an unexpected video because I didn't order another Abominable book box, but one has arrived. I don't quite know what this is. I don't know if they've just sent me the January box. I think this is the January box, but I didn't order this, so I'm a little bit confused. But we'll open it and see what's in there because I've either accidentally paid for this or they've sent it in error. I'm really not sure. I will probably get in touch with them. But it's here. I've had a bit of a shitter of a morning, so honestly, I could use something nice right now. So we'll open this together. Also, I know it's not Christmas anymore, but I want to wear my Stephen King sweater. So we're just rolling with the fact that I'm wearing a Christmas sweater in January. But let's see what's in the box, shall we? I am excited. I have absolutely no clue what's going to be in here, because I didn't know it was coming. Okay, so here we go. It is, of course, filled with these packing chips that they do like to fill their stuff in. I'm not really crazy on these, to be honest, even though they're recyclable, because they're also kind of dusty. But let's have a look at what's inside. If it's the usual box, then I assume we're getting like one new book, a secondhand book, a couple of merchandise, and some like various snacks. We'll go for the snacks first because I can see one at the top. Got some dry roasted peanuts, which is always welcome. I think I got one of these actually in my mystery box that I got at Christmas. Ooh, next, this looks good. This is orange milk chocolate by something called Oren. It says it's from Anglesey. I've never heard of this brand before, but I am very intrigued by it. It says Mr. Holt. It's very Willy Wonka coded. Yeah, that's very Willy Wonka coded. And there might be some like other bits and bobs in there, but I have to rummage through the wood shavings first to get to them. Okay, so I think I know what's happened. I think they've accidentally sent me a double order because if you remember when I opened up my mystery box, this was the book I'd ordered. And there's another one in this box. Everything else is different, apart from also the fact that they've sent me more bingo cards. So I have loads of these, which is great because I'm going to use them. I now have a duplicate signed copy of When the Wolf Comes Home. I might do a giveaway for this on my Instagram. Feel free to have a look in the link down below because I loved this book, but I don't need 2 copies. And this is obviously, this is the UK paperback. It's signed. I'll do a giveaway for this for sure. I'll have it open to anyone around the world if you want to win this. I'll set something up. Yeah. May as well have someone else benefit other than me about the fact that I think Abominable Book Box has either accidentally sent me the January box or they've redone my order, but with different items. So I'm not too upset about this, but yeah, giveaway for this, definitely. Right. Oh, this is so funny. Okay, we'll get onto the other miscellaneous items. There isn't any tea or coffee, I don't think, this time, which is something they do usually do, but we do have a whole bunch of bookmarks, and these are all different from the ones I had previously. So we have this one that is Hellebore, which I'm guessing is, oh, it's a zine from the looks of it, with a little thing on the back here, which tells you a little bit about medieval England, which apparently is from John Callow's From Gaul to Godhead. We have a Sean Hudson fan club. I don't know who this guy is. I think he's an author because everything on the back is a bunch of horror books that has his name on them. So I'm guessing this guy is an author. I guess I'll check him out at some point. We, of course, have our Abominable book Spookmark. This is Spookmark 1 Series 5. Just dropped it. Has a story on the back, which I do like. And then the final one we have says, Jim, with endless love, we left you sleeping. Oh, we left you sleeping. Now we're sleeping with you. Don't wake up, X. I assume this is also from something. It's from some kind of either a zombie book or a zombie. Oh. This is, oh God, what's his face? I've forgotten his name, but this is 28 Days Later, which is very exciting because I really like this movie. So those are the bookmarks. Very cool. I do like them all. Oh, we also have another signed book here. There are 3 extra books in here. There's a book that I guess they sent me twice. We have a new book, another book, and a mystery brown paper book, which is usually a second-hand book. However, before we get to that, let's look at some of the miscellaneous other items that are included, because there's actually quite a few of them. Oh, this is wrapped in paper, so I think this is like the snacks and stuff. This is super cute. It's Adopt a Ghost. Let's have a look at my little ghost that is entering my home. Come out, little ghost. Oh, he has a little thing as well to tell me about him. Come here, you. Oh, he's covered in little things, but he's very cute. He's just a little cotton wool bud with some eyes on. But, oh no, I've dropped him. I'm sorry, it's just, well, he's already dead, isn't it? Right, he came in a, whoops, oh my god, I'm dropping everything. Right, he came in a bunch of these little, these little paper things inside. And let me open his little, I guess this is his birth or his death certificate. Here we go. He's called Lolly, born 6th of December 1919. He was a shoemaker. He likes trains and he dislikes bunions. And we have a quote for him too. Many times the wrong train took me to the wrong place. So this is him. Oh, it's got, I thought he had a little mouth then, but it's just a little bit of the, so yeah, this is Lobby. I guess he lives here now. Let's put him where he can be seen for the rest of the video. He's not going to sit up straight, is he? There we go. He's just going to stay there for the video. That is actually adorable though. I kind of love that. Leave that there so I remember his name. I'm going to be finding those little wrapping stuff everywhere now. But yeah, that is really cute. I think that's adorable. It's probably not something I would have bought, but it is something I would buy for a friend. And I'm not mad about having a little ghosty friend. Okay, the other items. We have a sticker which says Pierce and Pierce, Murders and Acquisitions. I have to return some videotapes with blood. I don't know if Pierce and Pierce is a reference to something or it's just kind of horror coded, but I like it a lot. If you're entering the giveaway, this will also be included in the giveaway because I also got one of these in my last box. This is the Elm Street Dreamers sew-on patch from Nightmare on Elm Street. That is an autograph thing for the book, and we have a magnet, and this is actually one I'm really excited about because not only is it Stephen King, who I do like, I love The Stand in particular. This is so freaking cool. This is a magnet and I love this cover. I don't have this cover because this is not the UK cover, but I think it's super cool, and this is actually the book that got me into Stephen King. I freaking love The Stand. I tried to get into Stephen King before, couldn't really get into him unfortunately, and then ironically for a cosplay, because the girl I was cosplaying was reading this book in the show, I picked up the book and started to read it, and this is how I fell in love with Stephen King. So that is actually kind of perfect. So let's have a look at the items in here, which I'm guessing is more snacks. Yes, a whole load of snacks actually. We have a Kenko coffee, which can be done iced or hot. We've got a nice little Belgian chocolate. Do like these ones. Yorkshire tea. Tetley green lemon, which I do drink mostly green tea. And then we have one of these coffee bags, which I think I've got one of these as well somewhere. Yeah, all decent items. So before we get to the books, they've also included another magazine. I had one of these as well in the last one. Let me go get it actually because it's just over there. Yeah, so this is a magazine called Remains, and I actually got number 2 in my mystery box, and they've sent me number 1, so I have 1 and 2 now, which is actually pretty cool. And this is just a collection. I've not read this one yet. I've had a little look through it, but this is just a collection of short stories, artwork, that kind of thing basically. It's obviously indie made, and yeah, intrigued by this definitely. I will give it a read along with number 2. Right, on to the actual books included then. So we have the 2 main books and a mystery book. So the main book does come with a signed nameplate as well. It's someone called Polly Hall. And this is not a book I've heard of before, but I really like the cover. This is Myrrh by Polly Hall. Isn't that such a cool, freaky, psychedelic cover? It's been blurred by Eric LaRocca, Haley Piper, Lindy Ryan, Clement Leah Chapin, and the New York Times on a different story this author wrote called The Taxidermist's Lover. Oh, we've got bits of the wood shavings inside the book. This is why I don't like the wood shavings very much. But yeah, I've never heard of this before. I'm guessing this is a new release. 2024. Okay, so it's actually not a new release. Ooh, it's told in like different characters throughout. So Polly Hall, her debut novel was The Taxidermist's Lover. She also has a memoir called Blood and Blood, which was so shortlisted for a prize. She lives in Somerset with her cat Vishnu. Oh, near an old haunted prison. That's very fun. There's nothing exciting under the dust jacket. It's just red, but it does have these nice like mustard papers. But yeah, let me tell you what this is about, because I know nothing about this book, but it does look very cool, and it does look like the type of horror that I would actually pick up. Myrrh has a goblin inside her, a voice in her head that tells her all the things she's done wrong, that berates her and drags her down. Desperately searching for her birth parents across dilapidated seaside towns in the south coast of England, she finds herself silenced and cut off at every step. Kayan is trapped in a loveless marriage, the distance between her and her husband growing further and further each day. Longing for a child, she has visions promising her a baby. As Myrrh's frustrations grow, the goblin in her grows louder and louder, threatening to tear apart the few relationships she holds dear and destroy everything around her. When Kayan finds her husband growing closer to his daughter, Kayan's stepdaughter, and pushing her further out of his life, she makes a decision that sends her into a terrible spiral. The stories of these women will unlock a past filled with dark secrets and strange connections, all leading to an unforgettable, horrific climax. That sounds honestly exactly like something I would read. Good job, Abominable Bookmarks. I am pretty excited about this book. And it's signed, which is always nice. So, on to the other book. Oh! This is actually so funny. I read this recently. I do not have my own copy of it, however, because I had an audio arc for this. This is Listen to Your Sister by Nina Vial. It's been very, like, put in the whole Jordan Peele Get Out category, because it is a black horror that centers around how black people are treated in society. I believe Britain specifically this author one is. I think it is a British author. I do believe it's set in Britain. And I actually read this recently because I was doing the hardest reading challenge you'll ever do, which meant I had to read the 5 lowest rated books on my Goodreads TBR. And this was one of them. And it's also the only one I've read so far that I don't think deserves a low rating. I thought this was pretty decent. It's actually got a lot of comedy in this, which is unexpected. It's got some great commentary. I really like the main characters. We're following a sister and her 2 younger brothers. She's been forced into the mother role, basically, and has to look after both of them, particularly her younger brother who is in school and is having issues. The other brother tends to be a little bit lazy and doesn't really take part as much, but essentially, an incident happens. The 3 of them basically have to go to this cabin in the middle of nowhere, and then haunting stuff happens, which is very related to what the sister's trauma is and how she's dealt with it in the past. And I thought it was pretty good. Like, was it the best book I'd read last year? No. But I don't think it deserves a lower rating as I've been getting. And the audiobook is also very good because it has narrators for all 3 of the characters. But yeah, I'm really not mad to have my own copy of this. It is a new release. It only came out last year, around this time last year. It is actually one I would recommend, and yeah, I actually like this book, so definitely not mad about it. So on to the last item, which is of course the mystery book. This is usually a second-hand book from what I remember. I've cut the string because it's always really awkward to open it on camera, and let's have a look what it is. Hopefully not the same book as I got last time, which I think was quite a new release actually. Okay. Ooh, I've never seen this book before, which means it isn't a repeat, thank God. It's not a duplicate. This was apparently a finalist for the 2024 National Book Award. This doesn't look secondhand either. This actually looks new. This is Ghost Roots by Pimi Aguda. Welcome to Lagos as you've never seen it before. Okay, so it's set in Nigeria. Interesting. I've really been trying to read more diverse, particularly in terms of horror, because I think they can be so interesting when it's not by a white author. Okay, there is like no premise for this whatsoever, which is sometimes the case when you get like prize books. It has like a bunch of acclaim and all the stuff has been shortlisted for. It was shortlisted for the Kane Prize for African Fiction, finalist for the Los Angeles Times Book Prize for First Fiction, finalist for the Penn Faulkner Award for Fiction, and it was a finalist for the 2024 National Book Award. So it's highly acclaimed, but I don't know a damn thing about it because they haven't bothered to tell us, because there's no synopsis, so I may have to go and get a synopsis to tell you about it. This might be a short story collection as well. That's either chapters or it's a short story collection, which I love me an anthology, particularly in a horror anthology. But yeah, the author is Pemi Agudo from Nigeria. And yeah, all the rest in here is just telling me other stuff about it. So let me go and tell you what it's actually about, because I don't know. Okay, yeah, I've looked it up. It is indeed a short story horror collection centered around people in Nigeria. I think specifically women in Nigeria. So yeah, actually really psyched to read this. I will definitely get to this year, hopefully. Love me a horror anthology, particularly by a BIPOC author. So that is it. The unexpected delivery I didn't know was coming. Really kind of psyched about all of those books. One is one I've read before, but it isn't one I own, and I'm not now mad to own it. A bunch of really cool items, and look out on Instagram for that giveaway, I guess. So until next time, stay safe, stay cozy, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!